Tina, what a beautiful and amazing story you just shared with us about growing up and lucky to be alive. I think all of us need to take that into consideration sometimes, at how fragile everything is. You shared in your story that you bartend as a passion, which is awesome. I want to get back to that, but share with us a little bit about what you do for businesses.
What I do for businesses is I make it fun for them and easy. So looking at how they're running their business and their behind the scenes and what they're doing from day to day, and streamlining that so they can do it quick and easy without all the dread of having to do it.
So that's interesting because, I'm an entrepreneur as well, and most entrepreneurs, they set out to their adventures of starting their businesses with something in mind, a purpose. And as you shared, you have your passion and things that you want to pursue, and not really realizing that there is a huge component of business that's not necessarily their passion. And I understand that's kind of where you come in and help people a little bit.
Exactly. Most people start a business not to do the back end paperwork that they don't realize they have to do when they start a business. They have a passion that they want to help people or do something amazing in life, but then realize, oh, there's all this other crap I have to do, and don't know how to do it and don't know the best way to go about doing it. So that's what I come in and help streamline. My very first job out of college, I worked at a travel agency. And the gentleman I worked with, we had an outside processor that did all our accounting for us. And he discovered that I was the only accountant actually doing this work with all his clients. And so he would send me all his programs, and I got to find all the errors and different things. And it was very frustrating at the time, but really reflecting and looking back, that's where the love of it came from.
Well, thank you so much for being that person and liking that, because I know I, for one, don't really enjoy that. So thank you for doing that. So maybe, can you share with us maybe an experience that you found very frustrating in your career, and what kind of set you out to do your own thing?
Wow, that would be my last job that I had in the corporate world. And I was helping our shipping department, and I made a process for them that ended up saving us an hour a day in our accounts payable department. And what happened was my boss got mad because he couldn't take the credit for what I did because he didn't know what I did. And so after that, he decided to let me go, but kept me on for 2 weeks in accounting, which to me was mind-boggling. So it said a lot about my credibility, but he couldn't take credit, so he was like, "You're out of here."
Wow. Huh.
And as I worked those last 2 weeks, I just thought, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to teach, and I want to help people do what they love to do.
So in today's world, with all these different software as a service platforms online, and even for our business, we run half a dozen to a dozen different platforms depending on our needs. How do you differentiate yourself from what's available out there today?
Well, how I differentiate myself is that when I teach people and create processes, I actually help them incorporate it into their business. So these platforms and things that you buy, you're basically training yourself, going out and looking at how to do it. They don't set anything up for you. You have to do it yourself. So what I do, one, I will teach, but then I also incorporate into your business, and nobody else does that.
So I know we had a client, and we were working with him, and we turn around and somehow find out that he was subscribing to over 40 different platforms out there. I don't know if he was addicted to these membership sites or whatnot. How do you encourage people to use online platforms? What's your recommendation typically for people starting out?
Well, there are some platforms you're going to need. It depends on what business you're in and what you're doing. But to communicate with others and meet with others, like I use Zoom all the time. There are platforms that we need, but to start out having all these different accounting softwares or different things that everybody says you need, you might want to think twice about it because they add up really quickly. And starting out businesses typically don't have that income to offset that.
So for somebody that's just starting out, I know it can be extremely painful when you start adding up all these expenses and fees, and especially these days, everybody wants a monthly fee. What you're suggesting is that there are certain elements that you can just do on your own that doesn't really require these big fancy software as a service out there. Can you maybe share with us a little bit about what some essentials are that people can use?
Oh, yeah. So I have some spreadsheets that are set up that you can start using right away. So to track your expenses, to track your income and do your invoicing, even track mileage or timesheets that are already pre-set up on a biweekly set. So you can just put in the current date and go. And there's no charge for these, and the link is below if you want to get a copy of the free sheets.
So for those who are starting out, she's making available some sheets that she's designed with, over 30 years of experience? Okay, we say that that's very, very wise. It's not old.
Thank you.
So over these decades, you've created these spreadsheets, and you've worked with all types of different businesses, and you're actually making it available for people to use. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
I'll definitely be checking those out.
Awesome.
So we have a traditional question that we ask on the proof stage. And basically in 3 words, what is your meaning of life?
Right now, it's reclaim your life.
Reclaim your life. Can you share a little bit about that?
Well, as I shared in my speech, I didn't enjoy life for so long because I was just lucky to be alive. I didn't deserve any more. And so taking charge of my life and really being that person in charge and owning my life and realizing that I do deserve. I am important. Everybody is. And so that's what I want people to realize is that even though a lot of us may think that we're a nobody or whatever, we are important to somebody and we have a purpose in life and to find that purpose. So, reclaiming your life is searching for that passion and bringing what you bring, what your main purpose is and what your strengths are, because we all have something different.
So in your own words then, what do you believe your purpose is?
So what I think my purpose is just letting people know life is too short to dread the paperwork. Make it fun and efficient. So efficiency is my go-to word that I use for everybody, and accuracy, because if it's not accurate, there's no point in doing it at all. So efficiency and accuracy is what I bring and give entrepreneurs and other people more time to do what they actually love.
All right, can you please share with me, you bartend for fun, like this is your hobby. All right.
It is.
Tell me what puts a smile on your face when you're bartending.
It lets me be me. And so for so long I kept myself hidden. I was always didn't say anything in the corporate world. You're not supposed to have input. You're a woman. You don't know anything. And behind the bar, I just get to have fun, be sarcastic, tell jokes, and roll with it. And it's fun to tell a funny joke that I had a story my mom told me as a kid or when I was 19, which embarrassed the heck out of me. And now I think it's one of the funniest jokes there is, and I tell it and people just die laughing. But I think part of it is because they see how embarrassed I was at the time, and I add that into the joke. I don't just tell the joke, I add my story of it, and it's just funny.
Okay, so you mentioned this joke, you planted the seed. I have to ask, what's this joke?
Okay, so you got to remember I was young. I was 19 years old, very shy, not like I am today. And my mom at the time was 60 years old, and I worked at a golf club bartending, and we had a tournament going on, and there was a couple guys sitting at the bar, and my mom walks in, and she walks up to these guys, and she goes, "Hey, did you hear I got a tattoo?" I'm behind the bar going, what? She goes, yeah, I got a tattoo. She's telling these guys it's a little mouse, and she pulls up her shorts and she goes, oh, he's gone. My pussy must have ate it. And I'm like, Mom! I'm just hiding behind the bar going, oh my God, I can't believe my mom told me this joke.
Wow. I can imagine how embarrassing that was.
Oh, yeah, I think
but look,
my face is red again.
And you get to share that with your clients at the bar. And so any last words you'd like to share with us?
Oh, just remember to enjoy your life. You know, for so long I had not enjoyed it and didn't pursue what I wanted to do. And now I get to reclaim that and be out there and be yourself. You know, that's the hardest thing. For so long I wasn't myself and was miserable. And by now being fun and happy and bringing what I do to people and being able to help them just lights me up.